welcome to another green marble crochet tutorial. For this tutorial I'm going to be doing something very experimental with this yarn. I don't have too much of it, so although I want it to be a dress, it's probably just going to be a sweater bazaar type thing that we're going to make, but it's going to be fun and it's going to be interesting. Yeah. I'm doing this because I can't go into town at the moment to get more yarn. I mean, I can try tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, which is a little disappointing and a little bit annoying, but we'll see what happens. It doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, there's not too much that I can say at this point. We're just going to get straight into making it. I'm going to say that I'm using a 6mm hook because the Mondial yarn that I'm using doesn't have a ply. But for, okay, I'm thinking that's like stitches by rows. For a stitch count of 13 stitches by 18 rows for a square of 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. That. So there's that. It also suggests that I use a 5 or a 6mm hook, so I'm going to be using a 6 just because, yeah, just because. I always use my 5. Use something else. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about that. I will be linking my Patreon in the description below. And also, if you like the video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and join me for some more fun and stuff. There's plenty more on the way. Yeah, alright, let's just get straight into it. Yeah. Alright, now, to begin, find the end of your yarn and make a slip knot. So, making a slip knot, adjust the yarn to your hook, and we're going to chain 83. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 83. Okay, so here's my chain of 80. Now, skipping the first chain from the hook, so that one just there. Skipping the first chain, we're going to put a double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So, double crochet into the second chain from the hook. Just like that, and then into the next chain along we're going to put 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2 double crochets. Then into the next 6 chains, just 1 single double crochet into the next 6 chains. Okay, there we go. Now into the next chain along, put a double crochet followed by chain 2 and then another double crochet into that same chain. So a double crochet followed by chain 2 and another double crochet, and that's the first increase section for the first shoulder. We've also started increasing for the V at the front just here as well. Okay, so now into the next 17 chains, just 1 single double crochet. Okay, so there are those 17 double crochets. Now, what we do now is chain 2, and into that same chain where we put our last double crochet, we put another double crochet. And there is the second increase. So those are the increases for that shoulder section. Now, into the next 30 chains, just put 1 single double crochet. Okay, there's our 30 double crochets. Now into the next chain, put a double crochet followed by a chain 2, and then another double crochet into that same chain, and then into the next 17 chains, just 1 single double crochet. Okay, there's my 17 double crochets. Now we follow that with a chain 2 and another double crochet into that last chain that we've already double crocheted into. So that's the double crochet followed by the chain 2 and another double crochet all into the same stitch, and that completes the increases for our next shoulder, or our other shoulder. Now into the last 8 chains we're going to do a single double crochet, but on the second last chain we're going to put 2 double crochets for the increase on the other side of the V. So into each chain all the way up until the 7th, and into the 7th chain we're going to put our 2 double crochets followed by 1 double crochet into the final chain. So here we are at that 7th, so 2 double crochets into this chain, 1 and 2, followed by 1 final double crochet to finish up the row. Okay, moving on to the row 2, to the second row, we're going to chain up 1 and turn the work, and into the first stitch we're going to put 1 double crochet, so 1, and then into the second stitch along we put 2 double crochets into the same stitch, just like that. Then we put 1 single double crochet into each stitch along until we get to the first increase section. Alright, and here we are at that first increase section. Now from here we put a double crochet into the center of that chain space, so just through there, double crochet, 1, 2, and then chain 2 and put another double crochet into the center of that chain space, so just like that, and that's how we increase for the shoulder sections. Okay, now we're just moving straight on, put double crochets into each stitch along till the next increase section, where we'll do the same as we did here, double crochet followed by a chain 2 and then another double crochet, all the way until you get to the end of the row, where for the second last stitch you're going to put your 2 double crochets to increase for the V, and then 1 single double crochet into the very last stitch. Then to start the next row, all you do is you chain up 1, turn the work, 1 double crochet into the first stitch, 2 double crochets into the second stitch, a single double crochet up to the first increase section, double crochet into the center of the increase section, followed by a chain 2 and another double crochet into the increase section, then working along to the next increase section, and you're just going to do the same till you get to the end of the row, where you put 2 double crochets into the second last stitch, 1 double crochet into the last stitch, and just repeat that. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be repeating this process and increasing the V until the front stitch count matches up with the back stitch count. So that back stitch count is going to match up with these. So we're growing the V till it matches up there. I'm not quite sure what that stitch count is going to be yet. I will meet back up with you shortly and show you. But yeah, for now we just keep doing this. Keep doing this until we get to that point, and I'll meet back up with you soon, and we'll see how we're going. Okay, so I've now reached a point where I've done 5 rows, and I'm ready to do my last lot of increases for the V, and also join the back and the front seams to join the arms that will go beneath the arms. So join those underarm sections and do the last round of increase for the V. So we chain up 1 and we turn the work, and we do our 1 double crochet into the first stitch, followed by 2 double crochets into the second stitch. Then we'll be doing 1 double crochet up until the increase section, and I'll meet back up with you there. Okay, here I am at the first increase section. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the corresponding back increase section, and I'm going to fold them together so those 2 increase sections match up, and I'm just going to put a double crochet straight through both of them. So straight through there, 1 double crochet, and that brings you to your stitch count for the front, which is going to match up with the stitch count for the back. So this will be 20 stitches along, including that one for the join. And then bypassing the sleeve, because we're not even doing sleeves on this, we're going to go straight into the back, and there should be 40 double crochets for me across just here until I get to the next increase section, where I'm going to do the same. I'm going to join, I'm going to grab this increase section and match it up with the front one, double crochet through there, and that will act as part of the front stitch count. I hope that makes sense. And then once I get to the end of this, I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the second last stitch, 1 double crochet into the last stitch, and then we're going to join the V, because that's going to finish up the increases for the V, and then we can join, and then it's also joined up under the arm, so that's really great, and then we can just start work on the body. So I'll meet back up with you at the end of this row, and we'll talk about where to go from there. Alright, now that I've reached the end of the row and I've finished up, I've joined the sleeves and I've done all the increases for the V now, I'm going to pick up the other end of the row and focus the camera, and we're just going to slip stitch right into the very last stitch at the other end of the row. So just to join the round, slip stitch into that stitch, just like that. And there we go, we're joined. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 2 and turn the work, just to keep that back and forth continuity of the pattern. And actually, let's make that slip stitch a little tighter, because we want it to look good. So make it a little tighter just there. And then, like I said, we chain up 2 and we turn the work. And so not going into that stitch right beneath the chain 2, we always go into the next one along. So double crochet into the next one along, and we do this because we put our very last stitch of the round into that joining stitch just there. So into that joining stitch just there where the chain 2 joins. So all we do from here is we double crochet round till the end of the round, we slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, we chain up 2, we turn the work, and we repeat that process until we've grown the body to as long as we want it. Now, because I'm not sure how much yarn this would take to make a dress, well, this particular yarn anyway, I'm not sure if I've got enough to make a dress. So I'm going to crochet this to my belly button and see how much I've got left. And if I've got enough yarn left, I will attempt to make a skirt. But once we get to that stage, I'm going to have a look and see what happens. We'll meet back up and we'll try them on anyway. We'll see how they look. My ideas for this are that I am going to be making tassels for this top part just here, so that the top of those V parts, and then sort of they would tie together to sort of bring in the shoulders and sort of cinch it against your shoulders so it doesn't slip down. Again, I will show you what I mean by that when we get to it. So I'll go away and I'll do a bit of this body, and we'll meet back up at a later stage. We'll see how it looks. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting design that I'm probably going to be looking forward to working with in the future and working on a little more. See what I can come up with. Anyway, yes, see you soon. Okay, now I have crocheted to a certain point where I've done the rounds to where the front fits over my bust, so it covers my bust area. And I've trimmed off the yarn because what I want to do now, what I want to try something a little bit different, is I've marked out 30 stitches on the front where I'm going to just crochet that area back and forth until it reaches my belly button, and then I'm going to work on attaching like a skirt section to that. Hopefully I've got enough yarn for this. I'll work something out. If not, we'll just see what happens. Anyway, this is all about experimenting at the moment. Anyway, so into the first spot where I've marked out that first of the 30 stitches I want to do, first I'm going to get some fresh yarn and make a slip knot, and then pull that slip knot through that stitch that I've marked out for the first of the 30, And then from there I'm going to remove some cat hair and also pull out that stitch marker. I'm going to chain up 1 and then put a double crochet into that same stitch where I've chained 1. So 1 double crochet, and this is just going to be super basic. I mean, really, we're just crocheting a front section. So just like this. Put a double crochet into every stitch until you get to the 30th one that you've marked out, so just there. Alright, here I am, and I've done my 30 double crochets across the front just there. Taking out that stitch marker, I'm just going to chain up 1 and turn the work. Turning the work, just like this, and yeah, just straight into that first stitch along, double crochet. Remember, we're only chaining up 1. It just makes the edge look a little neater. Even though for most things I like to go round edges with single crochets just to neaten things up. But if you don't do that, then just doing that, chaining 1 even for the double crochet rows, it makes it look really neat, I think. Well, neater. Anyway, yeah, so this is all we're doing. We're just chaining up 1, turning the work, and like I said, I'm doing this until this front section reaches my belly button. Hopefully I'll have enough yarn left to do a skirt. I really might not. If I don't, maybe I'll just, I don't know, have a scavenge through my my meager yarn collection for some scraps, and just, I don't know, make it with scraps maybe, I don't know. Just for this demonstration anyway, carry on the skirt any way I can. But yeah, so this is very experimental, very fun, but you know, got to do what we've got to do right now, and that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go away, finish this, and I will meet back up with you very shortly, and let you know what's going on. Alright, see you soon. Okay, so I just want to meet up with you quickly to show you what's going on. So I've crocheted to about my belly button. Sorry about that. And let's move this out of the way. So it's like this at the moment, and that's about at my belly button. Now what I want to do is crochet a length of chain that's going to wrap around my waist just here, and I want it to be quite snug, because once you start putting the double crochets into the chain that wraps around your back, it kind of starts to droop down. So yeah, you want it to be quite snug. So I'm going to do that. Crochet a length of chain that wraps around the back. And again. Now I've crocheted my length of chain, which as you can see just here, I'm going to wrap that around, and it's going to fit quite snug. So just around my back, just there. So it's going to fit quite snug. And once I start, I'm going to obviously connect that just there. And once I start crocheting the length, or crocheting in the skirt, it probably is going to loosen up. So we're going to go away. I'm going to show you how to attach that now. And we're going to, yeah, continue on. And I'm going to do the skirt. And this is very, very interesting, as you can see. This is unlike anything I've ever made before. Alright, so let's go away and let's join that chain. No. Yes. Alright, see you in a minute. Now, here I am, and I've got the chain just here, as you can see, and trying not to get that twisted, making sure not to get that twisted. I'm just going to come around like this. Make sure you don't get it twisted, just so you can crochet in, moving it along like this. And then what I did 50 chains. So I did 50 chains, but that's just, you know, the measurement for around my waist. And that's going to bring my stitch count to 80, I think. Should do. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to slip stitch straight into the other end, or the other side of that front part of 30. So slip stitching straight in, making sure not to get twisted, and then just like that. Now, because we're obviously going to be maintaining the back and forth continuity, and to do that you don't go into the braided side, it's always into the other side of the stitches, we're going to chain up 2 and turn, and we're going to be working into that chain that we've just done. So we're going to be putting double crochets in. I'm not going to do the back bump on the back of the, actually maybe I will, maybe I should, hang on a second. Okay, so yes, I am going to be going into that back bump on the back of the chain, and that's just because the braid will show up on the other side and look a little, like, just look nicer. Okay, so where am I? Yes, okay. Alright, so yarn over, and we're going to go into that back bump. So sometimes this can be a little tough because it's, for some reason the back bump is tight. I don't know why. It's very annoying. But, you know, persevere, you'll get there. That's what I always say. Where am I? Picking up that back bump just there. Yep, there it is. And double crochet into that. Double crochet. Alright, good. Now, moving on to the next one along. That bump just there. Yeah, so just working your double crochets into the back bump of that chain all the way till you get to the other end. Whoops, try not to move things around. All the way till you get to the other end. I'll meet back up with you at the end of the chain so we can just work our stitches into the normal stitches. Oh, another cat hair. Awesome. Alright, so meet back up with you in a minute. Right, here we are, and I've put double crochets into all those chains. And now I'm at the front of the work again, so I'm just gonna put my double crochet straight into the next stitch along on the front of the work, just like that. Alright, and then double crochets into all the stitches as normal up until the chain 2 at the start just there. Then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that. I'll meet back up with you there. Hang on a second. Okay, here I am at the end of the round. Yes, is it the end of the round? Yeah, of course. Alright, here I am at the end of the round, and I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 to close up the round. So slip stitching into the top of the chain 2, close the round, chain up 2, turn the work, and we're going to go back the other way till we get to the chain 2, slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, so double crochets. And remember, we don't put our first stitch right into the stitch directly beneath the chain 2. We go into the next one along, so double crochets into the next one along, because we put our last stitch into that connecting stitch just there. Now, I think I'm going to do just a couple of straight round without increase. I'm going to try it on and see how far that gets me, and then I'm going to start increasing. And what I'll do is I will for one round I will increase every 20th stitch. I'll put 2 double crochets into the same stitch for one round, and then the next round will just be a straight round of double crochets with no increase, and then the next round I will do 2 double crochets into every 20th stitch, and so on like that until I've increased to a width that I'm happy with. And yeah, then I'll just keep, you know, growing the length of the skirt. I'm just going like that, and that's how we're going to do this. That's how it's going to be. So yes, I'm going to do that. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a few of these, probably just a couple more of these rounds, and then start work on the increases. And yes, so I think that's all I need to show you for now. So like I said, just when I get to the increases, double crochet twice into every 20th stitch, and then the next round just a straight round without increases. Yeah, alright. Now I'm just repeating myself, and that's annoying. So I'm going to meet back up with you. I think I can just meet back up with you when this is finished. So like I said, hopefully I've got enough yarn to finish up the skirt, and everything's going to be okay. Yes, alright. Alright. I'm going to go away, do that. Meet back up with you soon. We'll try on our little dresses. We'll see how they look. I'm sure they're going to look fun, interesting, and different, you know. Alright, see you soon. Okay, so here is the finished dress. Not really sure what I think of it. I probably won't wear this one out in public at all. I'll wear it around the house. But it's not hideous, and it's definitely something I'm looking forward to working on, probably with more of a cotton type yarn. But I've had fun making it, and I look forward to seeing what else I can come up with during this time. Thank you for watching. See you next time.